Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here again for another How to Transform video. In today's video, we're going to keep on going with Transformer Cybertron because today I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2005 Transformer Cybertron Ransack and Crumplezone. Now, for obvious reasons, I put these guys together because in the Transformer Cybertron series, these guys are not only best friends and hang out a lot, but I think we can also agree that they are the bumbling, goofy duo of the series. All right, and one thing you guys will notice right away is that these guys both have red Cyberplanet keys. That indicates that these guys are from the planet Velocitron. Now, traditionally, Cyber keys are painted with this silver trim or silver paint on the outside. I was kind of surprised when I found out that Ransack's key does not have that. Perhaps when they released this version, this is initially what they were planning to do. But either way, I think it makes his key look unique. And honestly, I think all the keys are unique and cool. All right. Now, as you can see with Ransack, he's got this really cool motorcycle mode. And with Crumplezone, he's got this jet-powered... I'm not even exactly sure what kind of car he's supposed to be, so I guess we'll just call him a rocket dragster. I don't know. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over a couple of details that these guys have in their vehicle mode, and then we'll get on to transformation and cyber key ability. So for right now, we're going to move Crumplezone off to the side, and we'll give him his key. And we're going to bring in Ransack for a close-up. All right, like I said, Ransack's vehicle mode appears to be that of a rocket-powered motorcycle. And the reason I say that is because you can actually use his cyber key in both his vehicle mode and his bot mode. And you'll notice the cyber key port is right there. And if you plug it in, the barrels for his cannon will actually flip out, and become rocket boosters. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or if that's just how it worked out for the vehicle mode. But either way, that's still kind of cool that you can imagine that he has more than one feature for the same cyber key ability. All right, so go ahead and pop that key back out, and we'll flip this back in. Coming up to the windshield right here, you'll notice that he's got these, I'm guessing these are headlights right here. I don't know if we ever see Ransack fire like maybe lasers out of his headlights when he's in vehicle mode. I know traditionally he uses this cannon right here, but I have to admit, I think it's still kind of cool. I love the orangish red with the gold inlay and then the black coloring right there. I love how they were able to get the color to match almost perfectly to how he was in the cartoon. I love the transparent red wheels. That is actually pretty cool. That's one of my favorite details on this vehicle mode. And then, of course, you got this windshield right here, which also is made of transparent red plastic. But anyway, so there's Ransack. All right, move him off to the side, and we'll bring Crumplezone back in. All right. Now, like I said, I'm not entirely sure what Crumplezone's vehicle mode is supposed to be, but I have to admit, I think it's a pretty cool design. It definitely looks like a vehicle mode you do not want to see in the rearview mirror, especially considering how much of a temper Crumplezone has and the fact that he's basically a big brute. One thing I like is that they use the same transparent plastic color for Crumplezone's wheels that they did for Ransack's wheels. He also has the transparent blue, dark blue on the canopy of the car. I love the dark green, the gold, and the light green all mixed in together. And I especially love that they even, like, if you look very carefully, you can see that they even added the tread pattern right here. You can see all the ports and the exhaust vents and everything. They did a really great job with this. One thing I did forget to point out with Ransack, though, is that if you look right here, he has the Decepticon symbol stamped right here on the side of his blaster. What will become his blaster, and then Crumplezone has the Decepticon symbol right here on the top, just in front of his cyber key port. Now, just like with Ransack, he also has a vehicle mode cyber key ability. And I think, if I remember right, he calls it his Crumple Crusher. And what we'll do is we'll put the key in, and when we do, it will cause these giant bazookas to flip out and these wings to flip out. Now, when Crumplezone was reformatted into Dark Crumplezone, he did actually rename this attack his Dark Bazooka. So I'm just going with Crumple. I'll just go with Crumple Crusher for now. Anyway, so there's Crumplezone with his weapon mode for vehicle mode. Alright, so we'll go ahead and pop the key out, and we'll just go ahead and flip these back, and then these wings just sit right on top of them, and there we have Crumplezone. Alright guys, and now it's time for the fun part. Alright, so we're going to move Crumplezone back off to the side, and we're going to bring Ransack back in. Get his key right there. Alright, so for Ransack's transformation, it's actually pretty simple. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to push up on his back wheel, and right here you'll notice that there's a little bit of a hook that actually hooks right into these grooves on what will become his feet. Whoop, I apologize, that's my cat making noise in the background. Alright, anyway, so these little hooks right here, if you push the wheel up, you'll see right there, or push the wheel down, you'll notice right there that they are actually hooked into what will become his toes. So if you push this whole section up, it will actually release that, and then you can actually take off this whole section right here, because this will become Ransack's weapon. So we'll set that off to the side, and we'll be using that later. Alright, the next thing we're going to do right here is we're going to come down to this back wheel, and just like in the cartoon, his back wheel will actually split apart and then fold up to the side just like this, because this part right here will actually become his legs. So now what we'll do is we'll grab this whole section, and we'll bring it down just like this, and then we'll come down to his feet, and there's a little hook right here. Go ahead and flip that out, and flip that out, and then go ahead and pull them apart, and there we have Ransack's legs already set to go. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here, we're going to grab what will become his arms, we're going to go ahead and pull them apart just like this, and just like that. We'll give them a quarter turn forward, so that way this forms the front of his shoulder, and we'll give that a quarter turn forward. Next what we'll do is we'll bring his arm down and give his elbow a little bit of a bend right there, and we'll bring that down, give his elbow a bend right there. And then what we'll do is we'll come right up to the windshield. We're going to grab this, we're going to kind of slide it back a little bit, and then we're going to fold it down and form his chest, which at the same time will reveal Ransack's head. Now, one thing you can do if you want is the back wheel on his, the front wheel of his motorcycle mode will actually turn sideways, similar to how he has it in the show. You don't have to turn it, but that is entirely up to you. But anyway, so there is Ransack, transformed and ready to go. Pretty simple to do. Alright, now what I'm going to show you is, I'm going to show you his Cyber Key ability while he's in his bot mode. So what we'll do is we will take his arm, we'll straighten it out, and we'll take this, and there's a little peg right here, and we'll put that right into his hand. There we go, he's ready to go. And then we'll give him some Cyber Key power, and there we go. Ransack has his whatever he calls it. I don't know what he calls his weapon, but there we go. He has it, and he is all powered up and ready to go. So there is Ransack. Alright, so we'll move him off to the side, because now we're going to do Crumplezone. Alright, now Crumplezone's transformation is a little lopsided. We'll say that. That's the best word I can think of, because of how he actually does transform. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come up underneath right here, and you'll see that there's a pin right inside where his fists will be. What we're going to do is we're going to pop that down and pop this out to the side. Well, I guess technically popping it up since we have upside down now, but pop it off the pin, bring it out to the side, because these pieces are going to be Crumplezone's arms. We'll go ahead and fold out his fists while we're at it, just like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to come up to the front here, and we're going to unpeg this piece and this piece from the front tire, just like that. And we're going to go ahead and bring this whole section, fold it down, just like this, because this will form Crumplezone's waist. And then we will flip that up and flip that piece up to form Crumplezone's feet. Alright, give me 1 second, guys. Yeah. There we go. That kind of worked. Alright. So the next thing we'll do is we'll go ahead and come right here. We're going to take his shoulders, and we're going to bring them out just like this. And just like this. There we go. We'll give his arms a little bit of a turn. Here. He's got a joint here and a joint here, so you can spin these back and forth. So, and then he also has an elbow joint right there, which is kind of neat. So he can actually rotate his shoulder, rotate the lower part of his arm, which I think is pretty cool. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and do that on the other side. So we'll spin this and spin that and give him his elbow just like that. And And then what we'll do is we're going to come right here. We're going to flip this wheel in, and as we do, we're going to flip this forward. And as we fold it up into position, it should, which it doesn't like to. Okay, so what we'll do first is we'll flip his head out just like that. And then we'll fold this in just like this. And then with your finger, go up through here and push up on his head. And then bring his chest down the rest of the way and flip his head back into position. And there we have Crumplezone. Honestly, the first time I saw this guy on TV, I thought he looked pretty... I thought he was honestly like supposed to be like a version of Demolisher, because he's just like this huge hulking thing, especially compared to Ransack. Look at the size difference between these two. And then I was reading the back of the packaging that Ransack would have come in, and it said that he's kind of the brains where Crumplezone is the brawn. So, all right. So anyway, so there's Crumplezone transformed and ready to go. And then just like with Ransack, he also can use his cyber key in his bot mode. And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and insert this. But here's what I love, is that with as heavy as his guns are, or with his cannons, they actually flip out just about as slow as they do in the cartoon. So give me 1 second. I'm going to head, give him his cyber key. Now watch this. When I let these go, these will actually flip out just about as fast as they do in the show. So there's its set position. Excuse me. They don't flip out like super fast spring-loaded type of thing. There's enough weight in here that they flip out slow, just like what they do in the cartoon, which I think is actually pretty cool. But either way, it still doesn't make him any less intimidating. But anyway, guys, so there we go. That is the 2005 Transformer Cybertron Ransack and Crumplezone. If you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below and even hit the like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell, and I will do what I can to help you out in the future. And until then, bye.